Okay, good morning. Appreciate you being here. Right back to work yesterday on cleaning up film, correcting issues, making some adjustments, and then right to work on Saturday's opponent going to Virginia for a 12:30 kickoff. Really good opponent, top 40 in most categories defensively. Certainly have some great playmakers on offense, and they're coming off a big win. So that being said, questions?
Mario, I listened this morning to QAM interview, and you talked about when you came to UM, you fully knew it was a very large task due to some of the inadequacies. What were some of those inadequacies?
Oh, I think it's all the stuff we've reiterated several times. I will answer all questions. I don't, I'd rather focus on our opponent and how we're preparing for them and our guys. I think we all know that, it's been inadequate for a while, and maybe rationalized for a while, but we're not going to do that. We came here on a mission with a purpose, understanding that's going to take tough-minded people with the right demeanor that can approach it the right way and fully invest in our players and the program. That's what it's taken when we went to Rutgers, when we spent time at Oregon, all the places we've been at, and it's no different here. And so we're here for every part of it.
How long do you think it takes to establish a culture or a mentality of what you want it to reflect like on the field?
Well, I think every place is different. Every place is, when you talk about what it takes or how long it takes, it all depends on what the starting point is, right? Changes that place take place for one of two reasons. Either things have gone really well or things have not gone so well. And so there's a change. For example, we left a place in very good standing, winning 2 out of 3 conference championships, best recruiting classes in history, set to go forward. And we are here to achieve that and more. So that's the best way to phrase it. Fully invest in our players. And in terms of what it takes, that's for, let's just say we're doing everything that we need to lay the foundation and build upon that foundation to get to where we need to get.
How do you feel like the players are adjusting to your demanding program?
They're trying. They are, and there's a very large contingent that's really, I would say, excelling and getting better, and then others are working at it. Our expectations and standards are very, very clear. It's something that we're not going to come off of. We'll never come off of, and it's something that requires every ounce of what you have on a daily basis to be a great student, to be a great athlete, to be a great member of society. And it's hard, and it's supposed to be fun too. So all those things combined, they require a lot. And it's a different blueprint. It's a blueprint that has stood the test of time at the place that we've mentioned a million times before. And it's a blueprint that will take its course here and provide what we want to provide.
All right, how do you, address the players when you said a lot of them are putting in the work and working really hard towards getting better and meeting those standards of the program when you guys are 3 and 4, obviously not where you want to be? How do you kind of keep them engaged and stuff when hasn't paid off in the way they would like?
Well, you do it truthfully and honestly. Just working hard doesn't guarantee you victory. Working hard guarantees you your best chance of success at what you do. And when you do it collectively, you do it at a high level collectively, then process ends up in better results. In some areas you see that, in other areas you don't. Some areas are talent deficient, some areas we have better talent. In some areas we've coached it well enough, so other areas we got to coach it better. It's all about bringing all that stuff together, but staying on process. I don't think you reach for a magic potion or try to pretend something is right when it's not. You don't sugarcoat it. You go right to the facts and reality. The players, the best you can do for a player, the best form of respect is to confront and demand them with truth and honesty and provide a path for betterment. And that's what we do on a daily basis.
Mario, you mentioned that it's a process, depends where you start, how long it takes. Can the transfer portal in some respect help make it a shorter time frame from where you start? Or is that sort of like this sort of, guys that maybe didn't work at other places and really the solution is always going to be through recruiting? Like, how do you sort of view that aspect?
Well, your roster is always going to be the most important thing, right? I think you see the areas of the portal. You see our defensive line has certainly taken a pretty significant step up in certain areas due to the portal or whatnot. Again, it's how you layer your roster and then what you do with that roster schematically, right? Talent acquisition, player development, and personnel use. I think the best way to kind of posture that for you is just look at our stops and look at what we've done in those stops, right? You know, some things have proven themselves over time, but that's, again, they've been proven, and it takes time sometimes. And what you do is every single day you come in with the right mentality, you bring positive energy to your players, and you keep going. And you do everything you can to help make everybody better at what we're doing.
With recruiting momentum, you guys had a lot of momentum coming into the season. How do you not let the momentum be affected now by the results?
I think you guys try to affect it more than anything, you know? I mean, we have from day one made it very, very clear what we're here to do and what we're here to build. And our history has shown that. You know, we don't sell a dream, we don't sell any false hope, we sell the reality of a track record and what we've done and where we've been and how we've done it. And I think that both parents and players appreciate honesty and truth and good people, and they see a path for a great future for their sons as well. So again, the truth is always going to win out in the end. Being real is always going to win out in the end. And when you are at a program, whether you just got there, been there, whatever, there's always a starting point. We're at our starting point, and we're going with what we started with and making it the very best that we can. It's a different starting point than other places that we've been at, and that's fine too. There is no flinch, there is no hesitation. It's just time to go to work, and I don't think anyone should ever shy away from that or look at that in a negative aspect. That's the reality of life, and for our players to be successful fathers and future husbands and members of society one day, you got to be willing to accept the starting point and go to work and do everything you can to help make it better and change it. And no one should ever look at anything being wrong with that, in my opinion.
The recruiting class, just talking to kids, they all seem like they're fully bought in. Like, you have full confidence that that class is going to stick together through all this?
I have full confidence in everything that we do. I have full confidence that we always sell the truth with honesty and with transparency, and also have a lot of faith in just look at the track record of our coaches and what they've done and why they are here. And you look at the fact that our coaches left everything from conference champions to national champions to NFL jobs to Final Four jobs, places where they're winning the Rose Award. I mean, it's hard to construct a list of better opportunities foregone to come here together, understanding that you got to go to work. I think that's extremely admirable, and I think it's awesome. And I think it's awesome that there's no flinch, you know? The most important thing is always, always get to work. Don't rationalize, don't sugarcoat. Keep finding ways, keep looking for ways, and keep working the process. Tweak it where you have to, get better where you have to, and go from there.
At Oregon, when you obviously were promoted into that job, so you knew the personnel you had there really well, the personalities you had there really well. Obviously, you learn as much as you can in an off season here, but just how much do you think having a year to see these guys play will help you as you move forward to further assess where you guys need to go?
Right, our focus is on tomorrow's practice, you know what I mean? That's how we think, that's how we talk. On our meeting with our players today, check on them academically, making sure the guys hit their weights, their weight goals, right? Because to play at your optimum level, you have to meet a certain weight to make sure we're taking care of our academic obligations, right? All these things come together. This is all part of our blueprint. You know what I mean? Like it works holistically. There's no compromising academics or your physicality or how you train or whatnot for anything else. It's all got to come together. That's how we do it. In reference to over there, arrived as an assistant coach, 4-8 team, assistant head coach, O-line coach, and obviously a large hand in what we were recruiting and having a chance to be around the players that were there, and then finishing off a recruiting class and going from there. So, it's a year and plus jump on process.
Well, I don't think James Williams finished the last game on the field. At least I didn't see him.
He got a little banged up.
Okay.
He got a little bit banged up, but he seems to be okay. He's moving around okay.
Coach, Last time you said you're taking it slow with Zion. Do you anticipate him being able to return this season?
You know, I'd like to say yes, but I don't know. I feel like we've gone back and forth, thinking he's going to be ready, thinking he's not. Obviously, he's a great player. Obviously, he's missed tremendously, but you know, we're still going to put health at the forefront, and right now he's just not ready. He's just not. So I'll do this. I'll have a more tangible answer for you here in the next couple of days. But right now, we've just put it on ice and let him get well.
And just a couple guys we didn't see Burchard last game. Just what's his status? And
Burchard is good to go for this week. Yes, last game he just wasn't ready. Okay.
And Thad Franklin?
Thad Franklin, he's ready. He's ready, just didn't play.
Do you expect Tyler to play this week?
Don't know yet. You know, I know he was sore after the game. Obviously, he didn't finish the game. We're doing everything we can to get him ready. In the meantime, you know, we have a lot of faith in both Jake and Jakari, you know, to play winning football for us.
Henry Parrish came back on Saturday
He did.
and had a little bit of a jolt in the running game, averaged like 6 yards a carry, close to it. He only ran like 11 times. Was he on a pitch count on Saturday? And did you see that coming up?
No, he needs to touch the ball more. You know, he's a good player, really good player, and he looked like Henry Parrish on Saturday. You know, proud of him for bouncing back.
Coach, you addressed over numerous times now how you want tough-minded individuals, but you know, human nature, frustration mounts when things aren't going your way. How do you make sure that frustration doesn't mount and those tough-minded individuals, you know, kind of be cohesive at the same time?
Shake it off quickly, brother. You know, the sun's still going to come up and set. That's not going to change. The ball's still going to be placed on the tee at 12:30. I mean, the best way to do it is always with reality, right? Build strong relationships. Give it to everybody real, because as a teacher, right? If this is truly a vocational job for you, you teach. And you teach that this stuff that we do comes with some tough times, difficult times that'll try you, right? It'll push you to the brink. And you've got to be able to deal, because you know what? No one's coming to rescue you. You got to make sure you take care of your own business. Do it to the best of your ability, all right? And from there, we can move forward.
Mario, regarding building the resiliency of the team and the competitive response when things get tight, in what ways can you help build that resiliency and competitive response?
Well, you hope you build it, a lot of it in the off season. And we felt that there was some early in the year, but there's been some moments during the year where obviously we haven't responded well in tight situations. So we got to do it holistically. We got to, you know, as a coaching staff, we have to find ways to give our guys a chance to make plays that can turn that momentum and put us in a mindset to help us finish. Sometimes we just got to dig down deep and find a way to compete and fight harder and better to finish. But either way, it's sometimes it might be the defense, sometimes it might be the offense, but it's got to be us. It's got to be together as a team and as a staff. You know, what you can't ever allow to filter in is splintering, right? Because I think you know, when you are, not this day and age, just in general, human nature, right? Weak human beings will splinter. They'll point fingers, they'll just kind of fold. And it's never been a part of the DNA of being a Miami Hurricane. And I think guys are really, really trying. The message to them was real clear. You're going to continue to get every ounce of effort from every single one in the organization to make you the best that you can be. Because that's what you do, especially when things are difficult and especially when things are challenging. And we all came here together to build a championship program. Doesn't matter if you got here 3 years ago, 4 years ago, if you got here in December. It doesn't matter. We came here for the same program. We're going to build a champion on and off the field, and we're going to leave no doubts, right, in what we do and how we do it. So that's not just going to happen. That's, again, we're not going to proclaim that. We just have to go to work and make it a reality over time, work, and effort.
If Tyler is unable to practice this week, is Jake definitely your guy, or is Jakari in the mix there too to compete for?
It would be Jake first. It would be Jake first. But Jakari's done a great job. Jakari's postured himself for a great future here at the University of Miami. I think you guys have seen his ability to run. You haven't quite seen his ability to throw the ball. He's a really good passer, really good quarterback.